Lead the Way, a podcast for school leaders with author, speaker, and educator, Dr. Bill Ziegler.
Today on Lead the Way, we're going to talk to a principal who believes that the middle school really matters, and she is making her life mission to connect kids at the middle school level and help them to become one community, or as she calls it, one family at Paul R. Baird Middle School. That's Stacy Monette. Let's meet Stacy now. Stacy, it's so great to have you on Lead the Way today.
Thank you so much. And thank you for having me. I'm super excited. This is my first podcast.
We can actually hear your smile as you're introducing yourself. You know, you're really passionate about making the middle school matter. Why is that?
You know, it's the only age group I've ever done. I didn't start out in education as a first career. I kind of started out in the medical field and ended up taking a class years ago called Introduction to Special Education and landed my first teaching job in a sixth grade special education classroom. And I never left middle school. I've been here. This is my 21st year. And I think it's the most important age out of any age I've ever experienced. I said, it's the range of the strange. We have a very limited time to kind of make an impression on these kids. And it's like, they're thirsty and they're sponges and they want to learn everything, good, bad, and different. And I think as educators, it's pretty important for us to make sure that we kind of steer them in the right direction. And just also, I think what's important too is to let them know that they have a choice. And I think that's kind of where my passion lies, is that in our middle school, the students know that it's their school. Like, I'm very quick to say, like, I work for you. The teachers work for you. How can we make this better? You know, the name of my school is Baird. And we always say, how can we build a better Baird? What can we do to make Baird a better place to be? You know, anything, any idea is open. No idea is crazy.
So I love that we work for you. And as the principal of Paul R. Baird Middle School for the last 4 years, what are some ways that you are making middle school an extension of home for kids?
So one of the things when I first walked in, we have a really cool layout in the school. And of course, I inherited this. It's part of the section is older and the new part is really modern. We have lots of open areas and high ceilings and windows, but there was no like comfortable furniture. So I got kids to take catalogs one day and to just start shopping. Like, what can we buy? So there's lots of collaborative spaces. And I try to emulate as much as I can. And I hate to say a college campus because I understand they're middle schoolers, but we are a one-to-one Chromebook, which actually started my first year. We piloted it. And now the entire school for 4 years has been one-to-one Chromebooks. And I love to walk around and just see kids in these collaborative spaces working on the Chromebook or working on assignments, or it's just, there's a lot of options there for students. We have a beautiful library that I call our Barnes and Noble library. It's gorgeous with comfortable furniture. I have, high top countertops in the cafeteria where kids can sit and it looks like a restaurant cafe. Little things like that where it's not, we do flex seating. So every year I try to get as much flex seating. If a teacher comes to me and says, can I try this? Absolutely. Yeah, I think you just have to think outside the box so that it's not a traditional classroom. Education is very different than when I went to middle school. And I think it needs to be a comfortable place. And I think, attendance is tracked pretty highly in Massachusetts. We want our kids in the building, and the students know I want them there in the building every day.
You share powerful examples for school leaders about the middle school. As we close out here, think about what's one word of advice you would give a principal serving in the middle school or any school K-12.
I think the biggest advice for somebody starting out is you need to meet students where they're at. I think you kind of need to do an inventory to see where you can go, and little changes. Listen to what they're saying. Talk to them. I think conversations are so important. I have conversations all day long with students. Mrs. Monette, what do you think? Students are very quick to email me. What are your thoughts on this? I think you just need to, it's their building. They have to take ownership of it. It's a community.
I love that. Meet students where they're at. And that's a message that if you're a first-year principal or a 30-year veteran principal, that you need to take to heart. Meet students where they're at. Stacy, it's been great having you on Lead the Way today. Thanks for being a voice for students on Lead the Way.
Thank you so much. I appreciate it.
Check out our new book, You Don't Need Superpowers to Be a Kid's Hero, on our website today.
You've been listening to Dr. Bill Ziegler with Lead the Way. Bill has great resources for school leaders at chaselearning.org. That's chaselearning.org. Thanks for listening to Lead the Way with Dr. Bill Ziegler.